Hey y'all, welcome back to a new video. So I'm gonna go around and show you what I've done for some decor. I've been working on my kitchen. I've been working on my bookcases. I've got some stuff in the attic to kind of help finish off my bookcases. And I think for the most part, with the exception over the refrigerator, my dining table and the hutch, I'm through with the kitchen. So I'm gonna share that with y'all. I didn't film me doing it because it seems the inspiration always hits early in the morning when I'm sitting there drinking my coffee. I get these ideas and I get up and I just start doing it. And then, you know, there you go. So let me turn the camera around and show you what I've done so far with my kitchen counters and the bookcases. Now let me preface this because I've had some comments about my mantel and my Christmas tree, and I don't think it's kind of been coming through with the look I'm going for. With my tree, I wanted it to be very rustic, very Little House on the Prairie, very before you could go to the store and buy ornaments, they would use things in nature, and it's a very primitive rustic tree. That's why I have the orange slices and the feathers and the red berries and the gingerbread. I need to show y'all the gingerbread men. It took several days for them to dry. The curats fell out of most of them, but it's fine. I think I got a total of 5 gingerbread men. They smell really good. I didn't need more than that, so I went ahead and hung them on the tree, and I love it. But I was going for a very rustic look, very primitive, very, just a tree they would have done back in the Laura Ingalls Wilder days, you know? And then as far as my mantel, it was the same thing. And I decorated with vintage pieces, and I got a lot of flack for putting my chicken up there, but I love my chickens, and it made sense to me, so... I'm not in no way telling you to do yours like this. You do you. This is what I chose to do this year. I wanted to step back to a simpler time. And, you know, I got asked for y'all for me to share how I was decorating this year. And so that's what I did. But in no way am I saying this is what you have to do. But same thing with my kitchen. This is what I've chose to do. It's very maximalist, but we still have plenty of counter space. I am in no way telling you you have to put this much stuff on your counters, okay? But I have filled up the corners that would not be used anyway, and I love it. And I always do gingerbread in my kitchen, and so that's what I've chose to do this year. But add a few rustic touches to it. So let me give you a closer look. Okay, so this is the side that is really seen the most. And so this is the side I really wanted to really go all out. So this is my thrifted crock, thrifted red berries, and this thrifted gingerbread man. And I just stuck it in there. I did leave these in here to tie in the tree. And then these are all my red handled utensils. I've had these candy picks for years. I'm not sure where they came from, but I just stuck them in there to play into the gingerbread theme. And of course, my cookbooks. And then I thrifted this little thing last year. I loved him so much, so I stuck in there. I had shopped my house and got these old jars out of my laundry room, and I've put the candy canes and cinnamon. I have my masher. I did move my granny's picture to here because I wanted to do something different on where it was at. My jar that I got from the yard sale, some more of those candy picks with my green handled utensils, another cookbook, a vintage cookie decorator, my sign James made me, a vintage tin that I got in a estate sale. This is actually our butter we use. A friend gave me this. I need a new stick of butter in there. This is my aunt's old sifter. I got this idea from Pinterest. So I put one of these little cedar trees, another little gingerbread, some cinnamon, more candy canes, my faux eggs, and then a vintage gingerbread tin. And that's what this looks like, and I love it. On back of my stove, I just added a cute little primitive tree, and I put my toothpicks in that red and white creamer. And then over here, I had another one of those little trees, so I put it in my Folgers can. I added some pine to this crock. I'm probably gonna add some more because I found some more. Brought out one of my plates, and this will make sense in a minute. And then I've put some vintage, well, they look vintage, they're not vintage, towels on a cutting board that James made. And then I have this vintage piece that I'm using as a spoon rest. And those are real apples there. And this thing, but faux apples there. I'm addicted to these Honeycrisp apples. So that's what that looks like. I did get my rugs down. Loving them. And I already had this. I thrifted this towel, so it went perfect. This is one that'll be used. My mother-in-law sent me this one. Every meal you make, every bite you take, I'll be watching you. I do have a Christmas one put there, but I thought it was really cute. As you can see, I have tweaked this a little bit behind me. I'll give you a closer look to it because I love the way it looked for the fall, so I tweaked it a bit for Christmas, as I did with my old crock that has my rolling pins in it. So I'll show you that too. Let me show you the crock first. So this crock, I left everything that was in it, and I added some red berry picks and some pine just to kind of give it that more Christmassy, rustic feel. And I like it. I still have to put something on this chair, but we'll get to that. Over here, I put some pine cones. I added some, I don't know, what is this, cedar? Some of this garland, not garland, this from that swag. Left the berries, added some red berries, put some vintage Christmas postcards. Y'all hear Buster slurping his water. And that's how it's looking. I may add a few pieces of pine in this. I'm not sure, it just depends on if I have some. But that's what it's looking like, and I really like it. All right, so on to the bookcases. So over here, I decided to use my red and white and green and white dishes. Now, I had one of these plates, and then I had a sweet friend send me another one of these green plates just like it. So I'm not a symmetrical person, but these bottom two shelves, I keep them somewhat kind of symmetrical-esque, you know. So I did the plates like that. I brought the little teapot, framed down with my daddy and Cody and Delana. Put a little Christmas tree in that crock. And then these little Bibles are my mom and daddy's when they were little. So that's what I've done there. Here, all I did was add a flower frog with a couple more vintage postcards, a few candlesticks, and then I replaced the clock face with another red plate. And I like how it pulls the red out of the Bibles. Sorry, Buster has decided to eat as I'm trying to film. Are you starving half to death? Y'all, he gets a mouthful of food, puts it on the floor, and then eats it off the floor. Sometimes he'll bring it over to the rug. He is so funny. See what I mean? Look what he did. And he'll stand there and eat that instead of eating out of his bowl. Why? I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to the bookcase. For this bookcase, I didn't do anything except set this little lantern in that little dish with the red and white. Pretty much how it was. Up here, I added my green and white platter. I added some butter pats that were just recently sent to me in that little restaurant-ware creamer. I put a little kids book, We Sing, and a little ironstone teacup and saucer. Now up here, I did my red and green, and I want to put some greenery, like a little Christmas tree or something in that picture up there. That's why I went out into the attic and got some more greenery. So I'll be tweaking that. I did make a change to my mantle as far as I went and got a couple picks from Hobby Lobby that had some red berries. And I just put 3 in it to add some red here. And then I had this cute little box, like a little wooden box that I stuck in there. And I really like the way that added to. So, and then I added a bunch of pine cones to the mantle. So that's all I've done to the mantle. Now over here, this is the other bottom shelf, and that little teapot picture frame was to kind of mimic this teapot, another red and white, green and white dish, crot with some Christmas greenery, and that's what that looks like. And I do need to dust my shelves, and I'll do that once I start adding greenery. But there's my copper doorknob with a little bottle brush tree. I added a little red and white transfer cup with some grapevine mini wreaths, another red and white dish with the clock sitting in it. And that's all I did to that shelf. Again, I will dust all that snow that's fallen off of that tree. Over here, I have a beautiful picture of a nativity and some more red and white with my little lantern. And then I have some little books, another doorknob with a tree. Again, I need to dust, but I'm gonna be adding some greenery to my ironstone pitcher. I brought this out of my hutch, so I'm gonna add some greenery to that. And then up here, that's where I put the clock face, some green and white coffee cups, keys, another little restaurant-ware creamer with some more butter pats, platter, basket with some more green and white dishes, a little red and white restaurant ware. And I just filled that box up with like some treasures, clock face, books, picture of my daddy kind of in there, that old diary. It's a 1938 diary that I got from Allie at Rusty Ridge Vintage. And then up here I have another one of my ironstone pitchers with one of my green and white plates. Again, I'm going to be adding some greenery to that picture. And that's how I'm gonna do my shelves. Once I add the greenery, I'll show y'all what it looks like. Now, for the gingerbread men, I did hang some on the tree. There's one of them. They turned out pretty good. I got a lot of great suggestions. I was told maybe I should have put cinnamon on my paper, then put the mixture on the cinnamon and then put cinnamon on top. It would have made easier roll out. Didn't think of that. Definitely would have made it easier. I also got, maybe I should put them in the refrigerator to let them harden up and dry. Didn't think about that. Another great suggestion. So I just don't think I'll do that craft again. If I do anything, I'll do salt dough and just mix cinnamon into my salt dough to get that color. But again, I only got a few, and that's all I really needed, was just a few. So I'm not gonna stress it. I love my tree. I love how rustic it is. And it just, to me, it just reminds me of days gone by. And I love it. So this is what I've dug out of the attic. Oh, I also did this, but I don't like the way I have the lights on this little tree. I thought if I just put it in the middle of the tree, it would look better. So I'm gonna take the lights off and do it around the tree a little bit differently. But this is a cookie jar that I love. I use every year. And yes, it does have little Christmas tree cakes in it. So I wanted to be able to use it, but I didn't have a coffee table or anything, which I'm loving, by the way. So I decided to put it here and then put a little Christmas tree. So I may add some of this pine or something in there. I'm not sure yet. I may set the ornament ball on one of these wreaths. I don't know. I just kind of stuck it here to see if I liked it, and I do. I've added more berries up here and a little Christmas tree, but I didn't take my lamp out, and I think that's how I'm just gonna leave it. But I have demolished my hutch, taking stuff out of it, so we're gonna have to address that a different day. But I got the stuff out of the attic that I want to put in that basket over there by the tree, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add the greenery to my bookcases, and we'll see what we get into. But first I want to work on that basket, and I'll show you what I'm going to use in it. I have definitely gone minimal this year as far as I'm using maybe a third of my Christmas decor. But that's okay. That's what I wanted to do. But I have these cute little vintage scissors. I have this little vintage wreath with some bells. Little holly berry wreath. Some ribbon. I have some more postcards, which I'm happy about. Happy about those. I'll probably put them on my bookcase somewhere. I have this old vintage box, which I thought will be cute. And then I have, I have 2 strands of garland that are different. I have this one that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I also have this one that I thrifted this one that has the little gingerbreads, the little hearts. And I'll probably use both of these in the basket. Let's see, what else? Oh, I want to use like some pine in here to kind of be like, you know, they were gathering up some pine. Oh, I also have this I could use in the basket, the scarf. So let me just play around with this and see what I can come up with. Because I like the idea of the scarf. I think it would make it look a little more vintage. And then this pine. This is I don't even know what this was. It'll be good for some layering, some adding in. And again, I'm not telling you to decorate like this. This is just what I've decided to do this year, and I really like it. Honestly, I didn't know if I was going to even put up a tree this year after everything we had gone through with losing my daddy and everything. I just didn't know. I also have 2 of these, which is awesome. Kind of hang some of these out of the basket. Let them hang out over the side. Got little cinnamon sticks on it too. Then we have our popcorn garland, popcorn and cranberry garland that we can have hanging out. Let's see. And then box, and have our little ribbon stuck in here. I might put the ribbon and scissors somewhere else. I feel like I probably need That's cute. I like it. Okay, I like that a lot. Oh, you know where? I can put these in that little cup that I had the grapevine wreaths in. probably put that up there. That might be cute. We'll see. I love this. I definitely want to put this somewhere. So, all right. Let me see. All right, let me figure out what I'm gonna put in the pictures and stuff up there, but I definitely want to use this because I love it. It's so vintage, and I really love it. And then I need to put these somewhere as well. Okay, let me get busy. So what if I took out these and I put this like that? That's kind of cute. Okay. Now I need to figure out where I'm gonna put this. I definitely want to use this. I think I know where I'm gonna put this. I think this is gonna go in the kitchen on a peg rack. Let's go put this over there and see what it looks like. So I had this tiny one here, but I think I'm gonna take this down, or I'm gonna change out the greenery or something. I don't know. I'm just not liking the copper with everything. So I may take this down and put my pewter. Let me do that. Let me change out this for my pewter teapot. And let me see how I like that. I'll be right back. So I have this beat up old pewter, is it a teapot? I think it's a coffee pot. Anyway, Angie got it for me. So I think I'm gonna just put that there. And I think, should I put it there or should I put it? I'm gonna put it there. And I think I like that much better. These are some ironstone mugs. I love those. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that for now. We may readdress this, we'll see. We may put some, I don't know. We may leave it as is. I'm trying not to overcomplicate things. So I may just leave that. I just love this. It's so old and vintage. I just absolutely love it. So I do know that we're gonna put something on this chair, and so that might be all we need. I did put a wreath on that mirror over there, but I found one that I think I want to use instead. I think I want to use this one instead, because to me it looks more, it looks more vintage. I may take off this ribbon because it doesn't really go. But the pine, the red berries, even these large red bells don't bother me. So I might put that over there some way. I need to work on it a little bit. It's even got some apples on it. How cute is that? Okay. Yeah, let me go put this up there, and I think this is gonna tie more in with what I want. Now what I did over here, I had trouble with the command hook sticking. So I just E6000 the command hook on here. So it wouldn't fall off, because my wreath kept falling off. When I had to put the one up for fall, it kept falling off. So I just E6000 that command hook, because I plan on keeping a wreath on that mirror because I like it so much better. But now we have this cute little wreath we can put somewhere if we choose to. It might be cute. It might be cute behind that pheasant up there on that platter. I'm not sure. But now I've got to decide what I'm gonna put in my pictures. And what I have several of these little tiny trees. Some I've taken off of the bases. That's even cute. Look at this little plaid one. That's really cute. I need to put that somewhere you could see the plaid. It's kind of going with my little country vibe. Anyway, let me dig out these little trees and the green, like this. I have this pick. This is a nice pick that I can even bend down some more with the pine cones and stick it into some pictures. So let me put this one in this picture over here. Let me show you. Let's do a little dance. All right, let's see. I can probably put this in this picture. All of my ironstone pictures are thrifted, y'all. See? Ugh. Oh yeah. Much better. Much, much better. Okay. Now, put one up there. Let's see. Let me see how I want to do this. We don't have any step ladders, so I'm going to have to get a chair. I have another one of those little trees that I could do, but I probably need to stick something down in the bottom of it. I need something a little bit bigger. I wonder what that's going to be too big. This might be the perfect size. I might have to cut this one. If I cut that and added it to it, it would bulk it up some. See what I mean? That would bulk that up. All right, let me go get some wire cutters and cut this one so I can bulk it up and stick it up there in that one. Y'all don't try this at home. Hope this isn't too tall. I don't think it is. It's too tall. Ugh. Okay, hold on. Is that too tall? Hold on. All right, I tweaked it, changed out the tree there, added some pine to the box there and there, did that. We added some greenery there, added that. So now all we have to do is work over there. All right, greenery up there. Little wreath there, some greenery there, and yeah, we're good. So I am definitely happy with how all of this has turned out. I really love it, and I still have some greenery left over that I can use in my hallway. I love my little basket. I think it is so cute. I dare say the living room is done, y'all. I dare say. Because I really don't have anything else I want to decorate in here. This is it. So I'm very happy with it. So, yeah. Can y'all believe it? I'm happy with my kitchen. I just need to work on my hutch and my table, which I'm going to do that after Thanksgiving, I think, because I don't know, but I do want to try to add one of these little wreaths. I want to try setting that ornament on it and see if that cookie jar, and see how I like that. So let's do that real quick. I am definitely going to restrand these lights because I am just not loving how they look, but let's see what if this little wreath doesn't work, maybe another one will. I don't know. It doesn't feel very secure, so let me go get a different wreath and see. I may not be able to do a wreath. I may have to just kind of stick it behind it. I have it on this bucket because I needed something high enough that it could set on because it was wobbling inside. And so of course I did the doily over top and let it hang out to kind of disguise the bucket. I mean, that wreath is cute back there. It would work back there. And that might be enough. And I could stick some greenery down in there. And then I've put an old doily, red and white doily, around this tree to kind of play off the red and the white. Let me try that other wreath real quick. I think it's a little bit bigger round. So let me get it and try it, and I'll be right back. Let me get it. Oh. Okay, let me see. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, and it is, there's chocolate and vanilla Christmas tree cakes. Because for Thanksgiving, the littles are gonna be here, and I'm sure they're gonna wanna go in the cookie jar. And I want them to always have memories of Nana and Poppy's house having the cookie jar full of cookies and goodies. Okay, let's take this one out. That one might work, y'all. That might work. Yes. These pieces. I'm not crazy about that. Yeah. I'm crazy about that one, but that works. It works. I like that. And it's good and sturdy. All right, so that works. All right, so now I have these little wreaths. I don't know what I'm gonna do with. But like I said, I still have my hutch and everything to decorate, so we'll see. But right now I gotta vacuum these floors. They are horrible. As it is when you're decorating, it's really bad. So let me get that done and get my greenery put up. And see what we're going to get into next. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me and decorating with me. Don't worry, we still have plenty more to do. We have bathrooms and bedroom, hallway, so lots more decorating to do. I love y'all, and I will see you very soon with a brand new video. Bye, y'all.